Guys, I'll be showing you guys a little breakdown of how I was able to get in on these trades right here. But most importantly, I shared all this trade with my Telegram channels. And what is the point of giving out free signals without you guys understanding why I got in on this trade? So help yourself by watching this video to the end, and you can also join my Telegram channel so that you won't miss out on my free signals next time. So let's get to it. So looking at this trade, uh, most of you will be seeing this right now and you'll be saying, oh, this is impossible, blah, blah, blah. If you go to my channel, you will know it is extremely possible because we do this over and over again. Now, looking at this old time frame, we could see that this market is bearish. We have a swing high and we broke structure. Like we broke multiple internal structures. And if you know my strategy, you know that I trade what I call ABC, which is part of my strategy. And looking at this, we have this as my A, this as my B, and this as my C. Now, if this is my supply as at this point in time, I consider this to be my inducement. So, but there's something about inducement that you guys need to understand. Your inducement must not be too far away from your point of interest. Okay, if it is too far away, then that inducement is not valid anymore. So, which is why I have my supply right here, but before I can trust that supply, I need to wait for market to cook in liquidity. Some people use the word engineer liquidity. I have to wait for the market to engineer liquidity close to my point of interest. And how did that happen? Imagine you have a supply right here, and you have an inducement that is too far away from the supply. To trade from this supply, all you expect the price to do is to get close to your supply, break a structure, which we consider as a fake break of structure, onto it, then we sell. Okay, so looking at this, we can see that this market literally broke all these internal structures very close to my liquidity point, to my point of interest. So as soon as the market tap into the POI, I give out these signals that I am selling gold, which a lot of people actually getting on the trade with me. So now we tap into this point. I did not enter immediately. So what did I do? I want you guys to look at it very, very attentively. So now we have a low, we have a high. Now, we mitigated this low and we failed to create a new high. So failure to create a new high has made all this old zone a point of interest, this old zone. So, but because of the fact that we understand market properly, so we know that we cannot be trading off this old zone. So we know that whenever you have a several mitigations like this, we consider it as what? As an inducement. And if you understand your order block properly, you know that this is your order block. So this is the first setup. As soon as I got into this first setup, this was my target. Now, this is now where it gets interesting. So this being my target, you all know me that I'm not this trader that just sits in on one trade and expect that trade to just be moving without capitalizing on it. If I'm in a trade, I try as much as I can to get in on multiple entries. So as at this point in time, I also got in on this sell that you all can see right here. And how was I able to do that? When this sell was already ongoing, we broke this structure. Breaking of this structure, this was the base that violated this structure. And we have these guys as my inducement. So these guys being an inducement, I got in on another sell and I get out right here. But you all can feel like, oh, yes, I'm talking about this one. Now, what about all these big moves right here? Now, listen. For every trade, there must be a target. And for this particular trade, my realistic target is right here. And if you guys know me, you know that I always say your target is your bias. So how was I able to capitalize on this whole move? And how was all my Telegram channel able to capitalize on it with me? Now, look at this. When I started this sell, my first target was here. And the market did not tap into the first target. Either the market decided to do equal lows. And if you read your baby pips properly, you will know that whenever you have an equal lows or equal highs, that is a liquidity. So that being said, market decide to take out an inducement, which everybody that sold earlier was stopped out, probably at break even, blah, blah, blah. So market decided to take in this inducement. So after taking that inducement, I got in on a sell right here. I'm not going to explain this particular sell, but it's kind of tricky. But this this sell that I gave out for my Telegram was this confirmation sell right here. And how did that happen? You all know that whenever you have a swing high like this, and the market owns that swing high and break structure, this is considered as a protected point, and we can easily sell from this guy. So that is exactly what happened here. We have this swing high right here, and you can see the market took out that swing high and it broke structure right here. So that being said, I already know that this sell right here is a prime setup, because we don't just have this as our supply, we also have this liquidity buildup. Now let me go to 3 minutes time frame to show you what happened in that buildup and why that point is very, very important. So look at this. The same thing I said, whenever you have a supply, you wait for market to engineer a liquidity if it does not have an existing liquidity. Now, this was the inducement, but it is far away from my supply. So which means I need to wait for market to engineer liquidity before I can sell. So before I call the sell for you guys, I literally waited for market to what? To break this low. So which makes this high a new liquidity point for me. So as soon as I spot that, I already know that a liquidity has been engineered for this supply right here, and the market is ready for the massive sell. And that was when I dropped the video. I dropped a chart again for you guys, and the market ended up moving over 500 pips in profit. So for the Doubting Thomas, these are the trades right here, and you can see how many people capitalize on that trade with me. So having said that, for you all that want to benefit from all my trade ideas, because 80% of all my trades are being shared on my Telegram, do well to follow my Telegram for your own good, and also watch this video so you can understand why I take my trades. Thank you guys. Sure.